What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. I'm Ron. We meet here again to do another fantasy football draft on a fine August evening. I'm starting to feel it, fellas. It's August. I can smell it. I feel like I'm getting stronger with every passing day. The views are rising. More people are commenting. We're getting there. How are we? Dude, we had like 70 people waiting for me? What's up? We're here. 8:30 on the dot as I scheduled it. I will hear nothing to the contrary. How are we, man? How are we? Who do we got in here? We got Tyler Sabo. We're scared about the Gibbs injury stuff. I saw that too. I don't want to overreact until we get anything concrete. What are we drafting tonight? It's gonna be a BBM. I gotta get caught up, man. We got Hayden in here. What's up? Let's see. Is there any clarity on Twitter? I'm going to guess no. That's my guess. People are saying Gibbs will be fine. Very good video today. Let me get to this later, Torsten. Just give me a reminder in a little bit. I'll get to that. Things are about to get bonkers. Watching as I shave my noggin, hell yeah. We got K-Will in here. We got Chris. We got Hemslinger. Some say he invented August. Some say, man. Some say. What's up? We got Nick, the Bear, Brian Thomas Jr. to the moon. Oh yeah. We got Amran. People really don't like how I pronounce Amran. I don't know if it's a Jersey thing or if I'm just an idiot. Gibbs injury vibes seem bad on Twitter. All right, so let me look on Twitter real quick. We'll get into a draft here in a second. Or actually, no, let's cut straight to the chase here in a second. I do want to search up. It's a hamstring injury according to Schefter. Ooh. All right. It's not great. The vibes are not great. I wish I had more. Like, you guys know me. I try to bring like database analysis and stuff. Evidence behind my takes. We have no information on the Gibbs stuff right now, so I'm not going to act like I know anything that I don't. But it doesn't seem great. It does not seem great. I hope he's all right though. We back? Hell yeah. What's good, Ron? Gibbs draft is in shambles. We'll see. Hamstring is pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. I do wonder if it's a hamstring. I think I'd probably still take him in the second, but hamstring injuries are tough. We got Gianluca, been a watcher for a long time, first time commenting. Hell yeah. All right, so let's get into a draft. Let's do it. Why not? Let's hop into one. If you're new here and you're like, Ron, what the hell are you getting into right now? What is this? What are these drafts that you do? Well, we stream here on this channel every single night from now and through kickoff. I am here for you guys every single night. We stream from anywhere from like 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern. All that it really comes down to is when I get done with my work for today or the day, so I can get you guys a video on top of streaming. But I always make sure to schedule these about an hour before I go live. Now, I don't know why I said that's so weird. This is Underdog Fantasy. If you haven't checked it out already, make sure you do. Promo code Ron will get you a deposit match up to $250, and you can hop into these drafts with us as well. It is the perfect way to get ready for your home league drafts. I actually had a buddy, Daniel Raz, who's I actually met him in person in New York City when we were doing the BDG event. Really cool guy. He did his home league draft recently, and all of his buddies just printed out Underdog Fantasy rankings and just drafted off of those, which I think is honestly not a terrible way to go about things. Of course, positional value, but in terms of money being on the line, the positional ranks themselves are probably as sharp as could be. Now, with that being said, we are going to hop into a Best Ball Mania draft here. If anybody wants to hop in as well, you can do so now or forever hold your peace. Boom, we're in. Let's zoom in a little bit. All right. I'm going to, while that's filling up, I am going to actually look, I hate to plug my mixtape, but I just released an updated rankings to the Patreon, patreon.com/Ron Stewart. And then I've also been applying them to the Underdog rankings so that you can upload my rankings into Underdog. Of course, I'm not going to have quarterbacks as high as you probably should have them on Underdog, but it just gives me a feel of like what players I like, not so much structural stuff. Obviously, I wouldn't load these in and then do an auto draft, that's for sure, but I like having them just to see where I'm at with some players, because that's what we do. That's what we do the research for, not to kind of think off the top of our head in these drafts. All right, so let's upload this. Draft is starting in 18 seconds here. We got a shitty spot as well, which is nice because I think, God damn it, no, it's not nice because we're going to have to decide if we want to take a swing on Gibbs at the 202. If I was a smart man, I would switch Gibbs to my thumbnail right now, instantly. Should I do that after we make these 1-2 turn picks? Should I get into Photoshop and do that? I don't know if I can be bothered. I don't know if I could be bothered, man. I don't know. Underdog doesn't work in Brazil. I would assume no. I wish it did for your sake, but I think out of the U.S. it gets dicey legal wise. You said league season doesn't officially start for 3.5 more weeks. This is true. Any concern for the neighbor's injury? As of right now, no. We had a really weird Dable quote this morning where they asked him did he sprain his ankle? He was like, well, I don't think it was a fracture. What Dable? But the injury analysts that I seem to follow on Twitter think that an MRI has to have had happened by now, and if it was a fracture, we would know about it. So it seems like he's going to be fine. It seems like he'll be fine. I'm not really moving him down a meaningful amount. Just joined the Patreon? Hell yeah. We got my boy David Kleiner in here. Made it at pick 3 like last night's draft. Okay, so we got some people in here. Felt Ron's Orr from down the street. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's see. All right, so we're going to take... God. We're going to take Garrett Wilson here, and we will see what happens with Gibbs. I kind of expect him to make it back. What do you guys think? Am I taking Gibbs at this 203 cost? Which rookies do I like so far from the preseason? Pretty much all of the rookie running backs, plus Brian Thomas Jr. Or I guess the rookie running backs would be Ray Davis, Bucky Irving, Braylon Allen. Am I leaving somebody off? Tyrone Tracy, Brian Thomas Jr. And then after that, I don't know. Okay, so Gibbs goes. I'm happy I don't have to make that decision. Shout out to you, Frank Gore. Shout out. Best round 18 Flyers. I mean, how deep you want to go, man? Jordan Whittington, Johnny Wilson. Those are some guys if you really want to take some Flyers. Damian Pierce. Fuck it, reach for a unique combination. Let's see what gets back to us here. We took Garrett. You could certainly talk me into... Dude, Debo is so interesting right now. Because he was a 2-3 turn guy all summer. And now, out of nowhere, because of the Ayuk stuff, he is just getting pushed up to the middle/early second. But I also still think it's such a recent push that if you take him at the 1-2 turn like we just did, I think it's still pretty unique. And I do think as these Ayuk trade concerns sort of quiet down, that we'll see Debo drift back and then Ayuk come back up, and all of these early, it'll be for just a point in time that Debo got pulled up here to all of these combinations. And of course, I won't be the only guy with the Wilson Debo team, but it'll be much rarer than, say, the Puka Marv stuff. I hope the best ball sicko's in here. Let me know what you think about that. Guys that are actually thinking about the game theory. All about the algae, brother. And just show him with an injured leg. Dude, I got into my my Photoshop bag with the Jahmyr Gibbs over a Superman head. And that Superman was a generated AI image of Jahmyr Gibbs as Superman, which is why it's like kind of Lions inspired, the Superman S and everything. Nah, lock in. We're playing for millions. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. We're fine. Honestly, we're about to hit 300 people in here. I don't need to do anything to the title or thumbnail to make this bigger. Please tell me that's Frank Gore for real. Probably. We got Chase Cannon in here. WSG. What the hell does that mean? We got Trip Crown. Let's see. Yeah, I wrote about that, or I talked about that today on today's video. Trey Benson, not great, man. I actually, so I adjusted the rankings based on all the stuff from today's video, and I moved Trey Benson down to like, I'm trying to think to the range that I moved him down to, but it wasn't great. It was like kind of your like estimate area of just pure, or no, it was in like the Algier Antonio Gibson area of just like pure handcuffs. I moved him down. What is with Estime and Wright? What do you mean, what is with them? Yeah, Trey Benson not only isn't going to get on, like, the upside case with Trey Benson is that it would just be a two-man backfield and Trey Benson would eat into James Conner's role, but it's a three-man backfield with Michael Carter in the passing game, which me and Jacob touched on yesterday, that Michael Carter was more of a thorn in the side to Breece Hall than Dalvin Cook was, because he took all the 2-minute drill and third down stuff. And if Trey Benson can't beat out Michael Carter for that, then he is purely just getting a couple touches a game just to get James Conner a breather. So he is a pure handcuff. There is no carving out a role, being a standalone value kind of thing, which for me, I'm cool on where he's been going. I'm cool on that. Rattler QB1 season. You could talk me into Rattler actually playing meaningful games down the stretch. You have so much Debo this year, it's insane. Oh, yeah. Nico bags need to get heavier. Dude, my Nico bags are packed. They're packed. Evan Hull, love to bet against Sermon. Worried about Tyler Goodson. Yeah, Evan Hull's an interesting one. You don't think that Ayuk gets traded this season? Me neither. Which makes this like new Ayuk discount here like very interesting, because he was somebody that was going like ahead of Nico Collins for, you know, the entire spring and summer in BBM. All right, let's see. Seems like people are cooling off on Diggs because of the sideline exchange. I actually loved the so we're going to take him here. Yeah, I think Dell probably went over him in this. Yeah. Jeez. I hope somebody said bless me out there. I will say, I think Gretsch over on Stealing Signals had a great blurb on Stephon Diggs, in that I think the Diggs stuff gets old for players once it's like year 3 of Stephon Diggs and he gets annoying. But early on, I think him being on the same page with CJ Stroud like that is good. And you guys have seen, I draft a lot of Tank Dell. I love Tank Dell. But I think flipping Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs after we just got confirmation from preseason that Tank Dell is going to be out there 3 wide receiver sets where Stephon Diggs was out there in 2 wide receiver sets, that flipping them off of like 1 touchdown and a sideline exchange is probably dumb. And I love Tank Dell. So, I mean, I'll take, if Diggs is going to slide in drafts, I'll be taking him. Last year, as much as people want to say that he was washed, he still commanded volume at a really high rate. He's about as washed as Cooper Kupp and Devontae Adams, and his quarterback is CJ Stroud. So I'll take any discount you give me. Let's see. So we have Jets, San Fran, Houston here. I might just take Laporta. I don't take a lot of Laporta. You could talk me into another receiver here. I don't know how receiver heavy this room is going to be. I'm not crazy about Zay Flowers at all. Yeah, I'm going to go Laporta, I think. Yeah, why not? We'll take Laporta. Actually, psych on Laporta. I'm taking Flowers. My bad on the hezzy there. I just know that we're going to come back around here at, pick 58, and there's like a 60% chance we'll have a good look at Pitts and Kittle. I don't know. How can you find your rankings on Underdog? On the Patreon, I have my rankings, and then on the first screen, the link that's like attached to the first page will take you to an Underdog ranking screen. And then also, I think at like the bottom of the post on Patreon, it has the link there too. Debo in the second round isn't crazy in a best ball format where weekly ceiling matters and Debo can get like 35 plus in any given week, especially in half PPR. You got Ayuk at 306? Hell yeah, dude. Drop some likes. Yeah. Oh, we have 332 people here at 31 likes. Come on, fellas. Come on. Give me some likes. Shower me with likes. Garrett Debo is a fine combo. Probably will be more popular in this current ADP environment than earlier in the contest. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but I almost think... I think that Debo's going to start drifting back with the Ayuk stuff simmering down. So I don't think it's going... Like, I'm not saying it's unique, but I don't think it's like an over the... like a super common combo like Puka Marv. I don't know. Maybe I'm galaxy braining it a bit. What's fueling the Kyren heat? I love Kyren. I'm all over him. I've really come around on him. The reason that other people don't like him is just that it's really hard to get sold on a day 3 back coming out of nowhere, getting a ton of volume. Like, he feels like the James Conner year, when Le'Veon Bell didn't play and then James Conner was a league winner. And then after that, he never had like a 20-plus point per game season again. I think that's what people feel. But I think that would be not giving enough credit to what Kyren actually did last year. Are you kidding? Taking Tebow there? You guys are so funny, man. In a best ball, he's fun. He's gonna score. Like, his weekly ceiling is huge, and from Debo through everyone else, like, it's a very flat tier. We're out here. Hey, DJ Trizzo, what's up? Yeah, we talked about the Gibbs hamstring injury. Until I get more info, it's tough for me to really speak on it. Let's see. So this is why I can't take some of your guys' stuff seriously. I love Kyren only if you draft Corum too. It's not a great... If you draft Corum, you're spending meaningful draft capital that could be spent on a league winner, in the 10th round, or a running back of another backfield. Because if you draft Corum, you are drafting for a scenario where your team takes a big hit. Corum will be good, but Kyren smashing in a given season is a much better outcome for you. So you kind of want to plan around that, especially in a tournament. Even in a home league, I wouldn't take Corum with a Kyren. I'd rather try and get somebody else's handcuff, assuming that their starting running back goes down. That's how I'm playing. I would be very much against Kyren and Corum. I'm trying to think of I very rarely am doing the handcuff thing. It would have to be such a low opportunity cost. It would have to be somebody that you get in the last round. And even then, I don't like it. Because you want those running backs you draft on your bench to be lottery tickets, you want to be drafting, instead of last year. Of course, if you drafted Jonathan Taylor and then you also drafted Zach Moss, Zach Moss probably helped you a little bit, but your team probably still wasn't that great, splitting the difference there. But instead, if let's say you drafted McCaffrey up top and then you took Zach Moss, hoping that, kind of a bet against somebody else's RB1, you kind of get this unmatched upside from hitting on the handcuff and having the starter instead of almost kind of making a bet that your starter goes down. So that's kind of where I'm at. I do understand, okay, well, Kyren's a little bit more injury prone, so I want to plan for that. And it's the scenario where you win your league is when Kyren misses less than 3 games, I don't know. That's just me rambling. Trying to put it, because I get those comments all the time of I'm not drafting this running back without getting his handcuff. And I know that handcuffs have been a thing in fantasy football for forever. But I am not the biggest fan is the nicest way I can put it. Let's see. Huh. So let's take... We are going to take George Kittle and see what gets back to us. I want the 49ers spike week experience. Think 2 Galaxy Brain, but CJ Stroud demeanor seems like he could deal with Diggs. That's what I think so too. That's what Gretsch was saying, which I thought was good. Gibbs injury has you down horrendous. I wouldn't bug out just yet. You have a hard time seeing the upside for Flowers. Me too. I almost think you need what am I trying to say? Damn, I would have loved Xavier Worthy. That's what I was trying to get to come back. Maybe that was a dumb decision, but gamble trade knows ball. God damn it. So Richardson's gone. Dude, this might be a Rachaad White pick. You know, man, Rachaad White's my highest ranked player in my rankings. Even though like this is a best ball, so it doesn't really 100% apply, but why not? We'll take a swing on Rachaad White. I don't draft him much. I'm fine taking a 6th round Rachaad White detour. I felt like wide receiver there was sort of overkill. There was nothing there that I was like overly that interested in, and we'll kind of make this like a hero RB Rachaad White build. Like those are my redraft rankings, and I am very low on Rachaad White in redraft managed, and I know that, and he goes lower than that, in these drafts. You drafted a Gus Dobbins BBM, which I think that's fine. If you want to take like round 10 plus running backs in the same backfield, I think that's fine. But when you spend the first round, like a 2nd round pick in these redraft managed leagues on Kyron, it's a little dicey. Ron, if you go 0 RB in a home league, then you really want other people's handcuffs. If you have Breece and Kyron, is it not a bad idea to have Braylon and Corum to avoid any injury risk? It's tough for me, I think, especially with Corum going so high. You certainly can, but the way that I think through bench spots in a home league is they're so finite, and I want maximum upside there, that I would rather the roster spot on somebody else's handcuff to then just have, you're just maximizing your upside there. Because it's like if you're planning, I think Braylon Allen's a little bit more defensible if you can get him like the 15th round. I think it comes down to risk tolerance. I'm personally like never really doing that, even in a home league, because you have to remember, like, it's still like an 8% chance to win. Like it's not a straight 50-50 bet to win. So like kind of building in a downside case for your team, to me, doesn't feel great. But I do, like, I don't know, if it's one draft for the rest of your life, $2,000 buy-in, and you want to handcuff Breece with 15th round Braylon Allen, you absolutely can. I'm just not crazy about it. I think that's a little bit more defensible than, say, like, I wouldn't do HN in the 2nd and then Raheem Mostert in like the 8th, which I've seen people like comment on videos with before. That's what I can't do. I think I can't do Corum either, just because he's going like the 10th round right now. Because the other thing is, even if you're not going 0, like the funny thing is, almost like honestly, the principles of every build that I give out in terms of like double hero RB, 0 RB, they also have the components of 0 RB. If I have Breece Hall, then I have 2 really strong running backs and then like nothing else, which then I'm taking upside swings on other people's handcuffs, because I wouldn't mind getting a stud that I can then throw in the flex or trade with a league mate. Or in a hero RB, I want other people's handcuffs because I'm constantly trying to fill that RB2 spot. If Breece goes down, having a backup plan helps, but the team is probably in a rough spot regardless, Yeah, this is pretty much the simple way of saying it. What Pesky says here, this has already been proven. If you use the Corum pick on someone else's backup and that player becomes an RB1, then you have 2 RB1s. If you take Corum and Kyron goes down, you still only have 1 RB1. Yeah, it's just kind of, it's not shooting for upside, and it's like, sure, you want the safety, but again, like, you kind of have to approach fantasy leagues for what they are, as a 1 out of 12 chance of winning. And a lot of times you have to hit the nuts. And even then, handcuffs don't always work out either. This needs to be... I am not taking a wide receiver here. So we are going to go with... I don't take a lot of Aaron Jones. I'll take him here. Why not? I don't know. I'm not crazy about Aaron Jones, but I think that he's probably fine. Single week spike upside. I also kind of, I think some people sort of outlined it in their week 1 preseason reactions, but the Vikings offense is going to be good with either of these quarterbacks, I think. So if Aaron Jones is like a key cog in that machine, I'm into it. Yeah, I agree. I should have gone Worthy. His underdog ADP hasn't budged, which is weird. All right, so both Steelers running backs go. I can't bring myself to take Hopkins, man. Can't do it. Cincy, Green Bay, Dallas. All the quarterbacks are beat. Give me Swift. I'm not crazy about Swift, but we will take him here. Kind of a very extreme pivot on a 0 RB builds here. Have you missed talk of the Gibbs hamstring injury? I mean, sort of, but not really. I mean, I touched on it earlier, but I don't know. Like, I can scroll Twitter, but I don't have enough info to really, you know, like I don't have enough info to really make a call on what's going on with Gibbs. Let's think. Like, I don't know. I know a lot of you guys are coming in here, like, say, like, you want my take on the Gibbs stuff, but we just don't have enough info. That's kind of what it comes down to. Why do you hate Pittman? Lack of touchdown upside, and operates at a part of the field that Richardson doesn't care about. You said he's comparing T. Higgins to Ayuk, Ben Gritch, or Gretch. My bad on saying his name like that, but yeah, I like T as well. I'm coming around on the whole Bengals offense. Like, they could all just crush. I haven't heard as much about T. Higgins in camp, though, but I might just not be as plugged in. Super chat from Joe Dokes. Hit the like. Appreciate that, man. Thank you, brother. This team might be low-key fire. I don't know. I kind of hate the team right now. I'm going to be honest. Ron, how excited are you to start rating people's teams? God damn it. You said there's no best draft strategy you have to adapt to the league and tournament. 100%. And I'm going to do an early round draft strategy video probably next week, after we get some 0 RB and hero RB stuff out. I do want to show, like, really heuristically, like I said, like, even when I'm drafting double hero RB, it's still with the components of 0 RB, of, you know, not drafting through the dead zone, understanding. It's all just about understanding the amount of draft capital you have allocated to running back. If you take 2 running backs in the first 2 rounds, you shouldn't take another one until, like, round 10, round 9, something like that, you know? So it's just a matter of being cognizant of how many running backs you have, and if you don't, then you say, oh shit, it's time to take running backs round 6, 7, 8, 9 and make up for that. But I did want to show, because I think that a scenario that I have kind of neglected is there's certainly scenarios where I'm fine taking 3 running backs in, like, the top 5 rounds. Like, if you just get inexcusable value, and, like, let's say, you know, you get Breece at the 108, you come back around, Gibbs falls, and you get him there, and then you come back around, and somehow Achan's there in the 3rd. Just because I preach double hero RB doesn't mean that you have to pass on Achan there. So I do kind of want to cover how I would construct that team. It would just be a very extreme. Like if I took 3 running backs in the first 4 to 5 rounds, I don't think I would take another one. I think that you can technically get away with taking as many running backs as you can fit in your flex. But if that's 4 running backs, then I would only be drafting 4 running backs if that makes sense. Of course, I'll break that down in an actual video. But that was just a thought I had. Let's see, are either of these teams live to take Burrow here? Not really. This guy's going to get... All right, we're going to take Javonte, who I can't stop taking. Actually, there's so many running backs available. We're going to take a falling naked Burrow. Pause if needed. And we'll kind of figure out what has to happen after that. Who could have guessed a McVay-Shanahan offense is good? So this is what you were saying, Torsten. You were saying 3 wide receivers that I talked about. Luke McCaffrey, Devontae Walker, Jermaine Burton for Dynasty. In Dynasty, would I rather have the running backs? I think over Devontae Walker and Luke McCaffrey, yes. Jermaine Burton, I'm holding out hope for long-term because he actually played well. We got a report today that he was working with the first team or not the first team, but he was actually catching passes from Burrow for the first time this offseason. So Jermaine Burton long-term, I'm bullish on, but I think I would probably take all of those running backs you listed over McCaffrey and Devontae Walker. I think it gets really close with Burton. I would certainly take Jalen Wright over Burton. Yeah, I probably take all those running backs over those receivers. I probably do now that you put me on the spot here. Any concern about Breece Hall's workload? Not really. Not really. I would be shocked. We saw them really ride him last year. I'd be shocked if there was a meaningful amount of work for him. Now, this is going to feel like a weird pick here, but we're actually going to take Brock Purdy and be done at quarterback, stack that up to Debo and Kittle, and call that a day. That's what I've decided here. You could have talked me into Tyjae Spears, but we just took 3 straight running backs. I didn't really feel like we had to. It's a very balanced team. If anybody, I struggle to do this and keep you guys updated with the team, but we started Garrett Wilson, Debo Samuel, Stephon Diggs, Zay Flowers, George Kittle, Rachaad White, Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift, Joe Burrow, Brock Purdy. Just felt like a detour we could afford there. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are going to like that pick. Do you think Hassan Reddick is a top 5 pass rusher? I don't watch enough. I don't watch enough defense. Yeah, Joe Douglas is a fucking idiot, dude. Hassan Reddick wants to trade out of New York, and Joe Douglas is at Florham Park at a Chinese buffet, eating his 7th dish, not even worrying about it. Amron, what's up, man? What do you think of Caleb Williams' rushing upside? I love it, dude. Caleb is a smash. We talked about him on the Sleepers video a couple days or last week. I think my 2 biggest quarterback takes this year are just simply that Caleb Williams and CJ Stroud are going to be monsters. That's what it's come down to. I think that CJ Stroud can legitimately fight for an MVP, and I think Caleb Williams can legitimately throw 30 passing touchdowns. Those are my 2 biggest stands, I would say. Aren't you worried about the Burrow wrist injury? Not anymore. I've been Burrow pilled. Just getting warmed up, ready to answer the keeper questions. Yep, those will be fun. Yeah, I love when you send me the entire roster settings, everything. There's nothing I like more. We're just in a Liam stream, and he went over his BBM2 team, and the amount of misses was so surprising. Make me rethink some takes, huh? Damn, big super chat from Das Brew Crew. I appreciate, dude, $20. Thank you, man. Question the content, brother. Keep it rolling. Not even a question or anything. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Pause was needed. I don't even know what I paused for. Yeah, I have him ranked as a mid-4th in my rankings right now. So he's not terrible, but dude, these home league sites are crazy. You have to take Pittman. Pittman's the thing that's unfathomable about Pittman is that he's higher on ESPN and Yahoo than he is on Underdog. Mind you, Underdog is so wide receiver heavy. So it's just it's insane. In your home league, Michael Pittman's just not even a thought for me. I know it's a hypothetical, but let's say Gibbs misses 8 weeks like JJ did, so week 5 return. Where are you taking him versus if he misses 1 or 2? Dude, if he misses 8 weeks... Dude, if he misses 8 weeks, man... Late. If he misses 8 weeks, I'm taking him in, like, probably right ahead of Jonathan Brooks area. I think so. Probably right in the Jonathan Brooks range. If it's 1 to 2 weeks, then he's probably more of a between Pacheco and, like, Rachaad White area. Let's see what comes back around. Man, nothing that I like at receiver. Nothing. I hate everything on the board right now. We're going to take Dowdle and just hope that he can be the starter in Dallas. That's really all I got. I'd like to hammer receiver, but receivers are so dry right now. A lot of Burrows fading. Is there legitimate concerns about the surgically repaired thumb? I was certainly spooked at first, but I don't think so. You said, Ron, you were actually the one that got me on Tracy super early in the year. Thank you. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, dude. Tracy's really fun, man. He looks like Antonio Gibson in a good way, in a really good way. People forget how good Gibson was early on in his career. Burrow stack with tight end. Yeah, I like that call. I like that. What do you think of Jefferson over Chase now that we saw JJ looking pretty solid in game 1? I think that's fine. I have all those. I have St. Brown, Chase, and Jefferson in the same tier. I think I probably still prefer Chase over Jefferson. You could talk me into Jefferson over Amon-Ra right now, though. Lean Caleb over Daniels. I think I do. You're 25% Caleb and 16% Stroud, so I'm in lockstep. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I have a lot of Bryce Young too, man. Let's see. I think I'm going to be forced to take Josh Downs here. I'm trying to think of what this team's going to end up being like a 2-6-8-2. 2-6-8-2. We have some Cincy stuff. We have some San Fran stuff. Done a very poor job of getting our Detroit on the other side. I'll take Josh Downs. I know that it's probably bad practice to take him. He's hurt. He's probably still going to be falling down draft boards, but I'm getting locked out of receiver pretty bad here. I haven't taken one since round 4 because every round I look up and I hate all the receivers available. Saw you in a Retro Rick video? What the hell? Saw you in a Retro Rick video? I can't say that I know who Retro Rick is. How the hell did I get in a Retro... Who's even Retro Rick? Am I an idiot? You're probably trolling me. Like, what do you mean? Send me a link or something. I think it's time you trade me Laporta in the Devy League. Nah. If you can orchestrate a 3-way trade where I get Brock Bowers in return, I'm there. If he misses 8 weeks, Ron is finding a bridge. Going off of about questioning Gibbs 8 weeks, where would you take Monty if that was to happen? If we got set in stone, Gibbs misses 8 weeks. Dude. I think I would take Montgomery. Man, I think I would take Montgomery like right in this James Cook, Joe Mixon, Josh Jacobs range. Maybe even, potentially even ahead of these guys, man. Like maybe here. Maybe here. That's what I would think. Because you got to think, man, in that offense, Montgomery, I mean, dude, for the first 8 weeks, you'd have an RB1 set in stone. Yeah, so I would have him directly after Etienne Pacheco in like the 4th round as a defensible pick. Because he's going to catch passes too. And then what if Gibbs re-aggravates something? How do you deal with home league rooms where RBs go fast, follow the room, or go 0 RB and take wide receiver value and non-3 wide receivers? I think it's just about knowing where to pick your spots, which is why, like, in the rankings, I have running backs pushed up. Really, like, you'll see I have Kyron as my 201, JT after him, and then Achan after him. Like I try to push up running backs in a way so that you take one in the first few rounds, and then can worry about wide receiver later. Outside of course, like the studs like Amon-Ra and the top 6 wide receivers. But I think it is just about knowing that you don't need a crazy ADP value at running back to take that detour. If you see a flat wide receiver, then there you can take a detour if you want as well. It's just about picking your spots, because the last thing you want to do is I think, yes, you can go with a 0 RB strategy, but you can also get so stubborn with those to the point where you're drafting wide receiver 2 on the bench before you even take a running back, and all of a sudden you're locked out really bad, and that's worst case scenario. Oh, not missing 8 weeks, but 8 weeks from today, so he would only miss 4 weeks. I think that I probably gave a bad answer there. Then I think I would still put him in that Jonathan Brooks area. Probably probably 2 rounds ahead of Jonathan Brooks, right? If Brooks is a 9th round guy, then probably in this range of Swift, Raheem Mostert. All right, so we're about to be on the clock. Let's see. Is there anything at wide receiver I like? And of course, somebody took Pearsall. God damn, man. Of course, running back is by far the best thing on the board right now. Getting locked out, and Michael Wilson goes. The only wide receiver I was actually willing to take. Ever so slightly annoyed if you can't tell. Let's do Jalen Wright. We're going to have all of our running backs by round 14 here. Let's see. I'm not taking Adam Thielen. Bateman, Wandale, yeah, no. All right, we'll figure something out. This is going to be a weird team that I don't like, but I think we're going to be fine. Wow, dude, what the hell, bro? Jalen McMillan 15 picks ahead of ADP there. All right, give me Ray Davis, and then we're done. Yeah, no, I take that back. I'm starting to freaking hate this team. Tyrone Tracy's your most drafted player? Hell yeah. Been trying to get more Jaden Daniels. I don't hate that call. I've been lower on Jaden Daniels, but him and Caleb might just both be an amazing pick. How much concern is there with CMC at 101? Not a ton yet. Not a ton yet. Who's Retro Rick? Pause. Was that a convention, not trolling? I'm telling you, I wasn't at. What are you trying to put on me, man? I haven't been to a convention. I haven't been to a convention since SneakerCon in 2014, maybe. I was talking about it the other day. You have 24% Gibbs G's. Monty would go to round 3. I think that's probably right. Yeah, Sione Vaki's a guy that's worth drafting for sure. I would not give up a future first for Jared Goff. Never mind with a second and Geno on top. I can't do it. I'm just not. I like Love. I like over those guys, but Purdy and Goff, I'm not huge on. I'm not huge on trying to get them. They just don't. They just Goff isn't just giving you. He's just not giving you a ton of wins above replacement. You can kind of find his production for cheaper. I would just rather Matt Stafford for what a third of the price. Let's see. Ron, is Mike Williams alive? Dude, I'm very much out on Mike Williams. I know that he's off the pup and people are starting to come around on him. I genuinely think that Allen Lazard is going to run an annoying amount of routes next to Mike Williams. I think that there's a chance that Mike Williams is just dust as well. I don't know. Thoughts on Devontae Adams? I think that there's a huge risk that He's just a very frustrating weekly start with how bad the quarterbacks are on that team. But he's also Devontae Adams and is probably going to command like 30% of the targets and hit like 15 points per game. So he's probably like a fine pick at the 2-3 turn, but I'm not crazy about it. Let's see. Oh, great. Rashad Bateman's still on the board. That'll surely play. I don't think I can afford another running back. I guess we're taking Mims. Other side of the Cincy game. Even though where he was at on the depth chart was not especially bullish yesterday. All right. I got some ideas for how we're going to land this plane. I don't like it one bit, but here we are. Like, this just feels like a spot in every draft, like the 16th round, where you have to just kind of hold your nose and take somebody. Let's see what you got, Frank Gore. How do you feel about taking early round picks with the same bye week? I'm fine with it, especially in like redraft managed leagues. I think that you can figure it out. I mean, like I would say like the max would be like I don't know. I don't think there's anything that could happen in a home league where I'd get scared off because of bye weeks. People got to remember that you can always just grab somebody off waivers that week. Maybe you lose, but then you're going to be you're going to be stronger the other weeks as well, so it evens out. So we're going to take Yoshivas, however you want to say it. People were getting on me for how I said Khalil. Dude, you guys, especially in streams, let me know when I say a player's name bad. Apparently, I've been saying Khalil Shakur, and it's more Khalil Shakir, not Shakur, like Tupac. I'm an idiot, man. I don't know if people are going to understand that. Just is what it is. It's Malachi Corley season. Yeah, I've been drafting him too. Dortch season. Every time that I try to get Greg Dortch on a Kyler Murray or Matthew Stafford team, I get locked out like a round ahead of ADP. It's insane. Would I draft Corley over the guys mentioned earlier? I would still take Burton over him, but I would certainly take him over Tez Walker. I would take him over Luke McCaffrey. I'd probably take the running backs over Corley, though. His ceiling's pretty low as like a low 8-aught slot, kind of like Wandale. But there is also upside that he's more than that, you know? We don't know what kind of player he is, but yeah, it's not a super high upside bet, but he's someone that's going to run routes. He's a rookie. He could show something. You said Edwin Porras said Gibbs will be out 2 weeks, so he should be back for week 1. All right, I'm not going to really move him down. Ron got to land this plane. I'm locking in right now. I'm Captain Phillips. You want to think Bateman surprises everyone? I like Bateman myself too. Are you still drafting Lamb in top 3? Yeah. Happy BR Dynasty trade Rashee Rice for Tank Dell. I think I would probably prefer Tank Dell straight up. Probably where I'm at. Just call him Shakira. Yeah, people would love that, man. People would love that. People hate when I say a player's name not the way that they like to hear it pronounced, which to me I don't know. I've never in my life watched something and gotten mad over somebody pronouncing a player a certain way, but it is what it is. People care. Like as long as we're all on the same page with what player I'm trying to pronounce, I don't really see the big deal, but that's just me. Yeah, I have a lot of Malachi Corley as well. I do. It is interesting, and I have been wanting to cool off of that stance a little bit, just for the reason of like, what is the true upside? Like his ceiling is like, or no, his like most likely outcome is he's the wide receiver 3 that only plays in 3 wide receiver sets as the slot guy and has a low 8-aught. But then that could be some manufactured stuff. He could also be good at football, where he's almost like Debo in a way, where he takes those handoffs and those screen stuff and that screen stuff and like actually can provide efficiency on it, and then that gets pretty interesting. Maybe get some carries. I think it's highly unlikely he ever gets into 2 wide receiver sets, though. That's the biggest holdup. Yeah, I like that call. Touchdown upside where, Hackett and Rodgers love to throw the ball inside the 10. Can get some fun jet sweep stuff as well. How in are you on Achane? I'm not sure that there's a way to describe how in I truly am. He's one of the few RBs going ahead of his projection. Yeah, that's fair. I just think that his ceiling is just monstrous, and I would rather not get held up in the how. I just want to draft the guy who flashed efficiency we've only seen from Alvin Kamara and Jamal Charles as a true rookie. So I just want that player as much as I can. We're going to take a Gesicki here next to Kittle. So we have Denver Cincy. We have no Detroit for San Fran. I got an idea, though. This will be fun. I got to be honest. I want to take Sione Vaki here. I will be honest, though. I don't know that I have enough wide receiver firepower to justify a 2-7-7-2 build, but I kind of want to do it anyways. And just bet that Debo, Diggs, and Garrett Wilson are studs this year. What do you guys think? I want the Detroit running back, Sione Vaki. If not, I could certainly go Khalif Raymond. That's probably the more tame pick. But I kind of want Sione Vaki, man. I think I'm taking Sione Vaki. Davis has talked me into it. Yeah, we're going to do it. Sione Vaki in a 2-7-7-2 build. Why not? You high enough on the Dolphins to take both Hill and Achane? Oh, yeah, dude. So what do we got? What did I miss? How do you balance hoping for the breakout Achane over the guys we've seen do it, Kyren and Etienne to a lesser extent? I guess kind of factoring in the range of outcomes of like what that hit could be relative to those guys. But I will say I have Kyren ahead of Achane in my rankings, like you said, because we've seen it. But with Etienne, we haven't. Like, I want to say the points per game that Achane put up last year was higher than Etienne's career high. Which is kind of like distilling it down to probably too simple of a way of looking at it, but that's kind of how I conceptualize it. Ron, has Achane pilled me? I hope I've Achane pilled everybody, man. He is to me the guy that could define the NFL, the fantasy season. Tom's in my home league, and now he's in on Achane. Great. Just great, man. Just great, Tom. Tom sneaks into all of these. He's in my home league. And this is why I haven't won a championship since 2019 in there. Because everybody knows who I want. Half of the team somehow finds my rankings, or half of the league. The other half of the league is watching my videos. It's a shit show, man. Who even is Sione Vaki? Sione Vaki is a very fun 18th round pick that Davis Maddock put me on to. He played DB and running back at Utah. He played DB his entire career, and then last year they had so many injuries at running back that he said, you know what, coach, I'm going to play running back, which of course is a Dan Campbell guy. But he not only played running back, but in his first time switching positions and just trying the position out at running back, he had 2 games with like over 100 scrimmage yards and was like a monster, which is pretty crazy for a guy that had no experience at running back prior to probably back in like high school. Maybe he played a little bit. So that's really fun. He is on this Detroit Lions, not as a safety, but as a running back. And I think that's something that they're going to like. You could certainly talk me into like Craig Reynolds too, but he's just a name out there. I haven't drafted any of him yet. He just came to mind because of the Gibbs injury, because Davis was talking about it when I was on the stream with him earlier in the week. And I just decided, you know what, we'll take a Sione Vaki team here. Oh, I'm also living and dying by Achane this year. And I'm happy to live and die by Achane. You're going to take HN over Kyron for more fun? Yeah, I think that's fair. You're halfway in on him, can't fully buy into the mid-second price tag over JT or Saquon. That's fair. That's fair. In home leagues, at least, he's going behind both of those guys in, like, the 2-3 turn. So, we running it back? Nah, we're probably going to cap it off here. Ever so slightly tired. We did a late night stream on Saturday. It's Monday night. I'm gonna get to bed early. I have a video. We're on top of things this summer. I literally have a video loaded up, ready to go for tomorrow. So that'll be in your inbox probably around lunchtime. We'll be streaming again. We'll see if I can start to get things out earlier. So then, like, if I can start one of these streams at like 7, 8, then we could probably go 2 or 3 drafts deep. But it is August 12th. I will say, too, especially that first week of the season, like not when things quiet down, but when, I can't give you draft strategy videos September 1st when everyone's already drafted their team. So that'll free up some time for me, but have a big outline to write tomorrow. A lot of good stuff coming your way. This video, I'll be breaking down kind of redraft values and like strategy for each home league site. We'll be doing that next week, so be on the lookout for that. I appreciate you guys for watching. As always, if you're new here, or let's actually break down the team just for a quick second. We took 64 teams deep in Best Ball Mania 5. We're cutting it close, man. We're cutting it close. I think I entered 35 Best Ball Mania slows to get me to like 100 here. Don't tell anybody. But I took Burrow, Purdy, Rashad White, Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift, Rico Dowdle, Jalen Wright, Ray Davis, Sione Vaki, Garrett Wilson, Deebo Samuel, Stephon Diggs, Zay Flowers, Josh Downs, Marvin Mims, Yoshi, George Kittle, and Mike Gesicki for a nice, like, very pure 0 RB 2772 build. Maybe a little bit light at receiver, but I'm kind of fine pushing the envelope on wide receiver when we commit to a 0 RB build. But that's going to do it for us today. If you want to hop into these drafts yourself, it's really good prep for your home leagues where you can figure out where players are going, where players should be going, and then you see Devon Achane is a mid-second here. You go into your ESPN home league where he's getting picked in the 40s, and you say, well, this ADP is wrong. Let's exploit that. So if you want to get ready for your home league, if you want to hop into these, get a shot at like $15 million in prizes in some of these contests, you can find that Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code RON. They'll match your first deposit up to $250, and you can find the link to that in the description, live chat, and the comment section down below. As always, I appreciate you guys coming out here, hanging out. These are a blast, truly. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I want to start mentioning, I feel like I don't do enough promo and videos, but another successful stream. We had like 350 in here at one point. Truly crazy stuff. It feels like we're not even truly like we're inching up, but we're not truly in the thick of things just yet. I feel like things are about to get wild in these next couple of weeks. Stream's only going to get better, only going to get more high-stakes drafts, more underdog drafts, more content for you guys. It's August. We're out here. As always, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, watch today's video where I talked about the preseason Week 1 risers, and I will see y'all in the next one.